Now, let's talk about the outcomes of this lesson. We are going to present and practice vocabulary for the moon landing, and we are going to give the students a listening practice by listening to the story. Now I want you to look at the first picture in your book and try to answer my questions. What can you see in the picture? Take a quick look and try to give me what can you see. Excellent. Alex, Patrick, and Phoebe. Excellent. Some cups. A man with a white shirt and another man with a blue shirt. Excellent. Do you know what we call this man with the blue shirt according to his uniform? Excellent. Security officer. Now, look at these things that look like computers. What do we call them? Control panel. Excellent. We use them to control things. Now, I wish that you still remember the beginning of the story, page 82, because it will help you to answer the questions easily. The first question, where are the children? Look at the room. It has many control panels. What we call the room that has many control panels? Excellent. Control room. They are in the control room. Now, is it in the future, present, or in the past? Excellent. It is in the past. In 1969, as we mentioned in page 82. Now, why is the security officer standing next to the children? Do you know? Yes, because the engineers think that they are spies and he wanted to take them out. Now, look at the word spies here with the green color. You know what we mean by it? Good job. Good job. The spy is someone who secretly tries to find information about a person or a country.
The children were scared. They weren't spies, but they couldn't explain anything.
Come with me,
said the security officer. At that moment, the engineer, who was standing next to him, suddenly said,
I'm feeling dizzy.
He sat down, and a minute later, he was asleep. Then the security officer sat down, and he too fell asleep.
The characters that are mentioned here in this paragraph are the children, the engineer, and the security officer. The setting or the place and the time of the story, as I mentioned earlier, it is in the past and the place is in the control room. Now they thought that the children are spies and they wanted to take them out of the room, but something wrong is going on. The engineers and the security officer fall asleep. Why? What is the thing that make them fall asleep while working. That's what you are going to know in the next paragraph. But let's look at word dizzy first. In line 5. What does it mean? Do you know? Okay, let's move to the next slide to know the meaning and to answer some questions. Now, dizzy, it means feeling like everything is turning around and as if you might fall. Look at the picture to know what we mean. Now, the first question on this paragraph is, why were the children scared? What is the thing that make them scared? Try to find the answer in the paragraph. Yes, excellent. Because the police officer will arrest them. Well done. Now, look at the pronoun he that is circled. What does this pronoun refer to? He too fell asleep. Yes, excellent. The security officer. Now, I want you to find out an article, a preposition, and an irregular plural noun. It is very easy. Well done. These are the answers.
How strange,
Alex thought. He looked around and saw that all the engineers were sleeping at their computers, and the security officers were asleep too.
Maybe they're all tired.
Patrick said.
Come on, now's our chance. Let's go. No,
Said Alex.
there's something strange going on.
I've got it.
Said Phoebe.
They were all drinking tea when they fell asleep. There was something in their tea.
Maybe the engineer was right.
Alex said.
He said that this room was top secret. Perhaps there are spies who want the mission to fail.
Hello, Houston?
They suddenly heard a voice coming through the headsets that were lying on the desk.
This is Neil speaking. Anyone there? We need your help up here.
Phoebe was very excited.
Listen, that's Neil Armstrong. We must help him.
The children felt that there is something strange, that everyone in the room were sleeping. Patrick suggested to run away before they wake up, but Alex said no, and he wanted to know what was going on. Phoebe said that she knew that what happened. There was something strange in the tea, and it made them all fall asleep. And that there was a spy that made this to make the mission fail. Suddenly they heard a voice coming through the headset, and it was Neil Armstrong. She asked the children to help him. Neil Armstrong is the first person that landed on the moon. Now, let's answer these questions and try to find the answers from the paragraph, please. Why did all the people fall asleep? Look at the answer, please. Good job. Because there was something in their tea. Question number 2. Who did Phoebe say that they had to help? What was his name? Excellent. Neil Armstrong. Now, who make the tea for the people and why? Who is the person that make the tea and why he did this? Excellent. The spies. Why? Good job. Because they want the mission to fail. Well done. Now, I want you to find out an adjective, a reported speech sentence, and a relative pronoun. Now, these are the answer keys.
A few minutes later, they were sitting at a computer, wearing headsets, and Alex was working at the control panel.
Houston, we're going back to the space capsule.
What's your temperature?
Asked Alex.
370 degrees Celsius.
The voice replied.
Uh-oh, that's too high.
Alex said.
Try cooling the engines a bit.
Thanks, Houston. Cooling the engines right now.
Alex was doing really well, talking to them like an engineer and giving them instructions. Half an hour later, the astronauts left the moon and were on their way to the space capsule.
Now, in this paragraph, Alex started to talk with Neil Armstrong, and he asked him to cool down the engines. After 30 minutes, the astronauts, or the people who go to the moon, left the moon and went back to the space capsule. Now, who helped Neil? Excellent, Alex. He sat at the control panel and gave instructions. Now, how long was it before the space capsule left the moon on its way back to Earth? How long? I want you to tell me how long was it before they left the moon. Duration of time. Good job. 30 minutes. Now, find out a gerund and a proper noun. Don't forget the proper noun. It starts with capital letter. Excellent. These are the answers.
Hey, what's going on here?
Asked one of the engineers, waking up.
I'm talking to Neil Armstrong. They're on their way back to Earth.
Alex replied.
You're what?
Asked the engineer.
Give me a headset!
He said angrily. So Phoebe quickly gave him hers. As the engineer put it on, he heard Neil Armstrong again.
Everything's perfect up here. Our new colleague down there is really cool. Congratulations, Houston. Where on earth did you find him?
Alex smiled at the engineer and took off his headset. They looked around and saw that all the other engineers were sitting at their computers again. Everything looked normal.
The engineers woke up and asked the children what was going on. Alex said he was talking to Nile. The engineer became very angry and he asked for a headset to talk to Nile. Nile said that everything was perfect and they were going back to the Earth. Now, what do we mean by college? Our new college down there. It means someone that you work with. Now, did Neil Armstrong think that Alex had done a good job? What did he say? Try to find the answer. Good job. And here you have the answer. Now I want you to find an adverb. Try to search for it, please. Excellent. Well done.
I'm sorry, kids. We found the spy. It was one of our own engineers. And now you've saved the day.
One of the security officers said.
No problem. I was happy to help,
said Alex.
But how did you know what to do?
I've got Moon Landing 2000 at home. I learnt everything from that. I love it,
Alex replied.
Moon Landing 2000? What's that?
The engineer asked.
It's a computer moon flight simulation game. I'm really good at it,
Alex explained.
I've got no idea what you're talking about, but you're good.
The engineer laughed. The engineer was still confused when the children saw the yellow light glowing. They stepped into it. They were gone in a flash.
One of the security officers said that he is sorry for the children because they thought that they were the spies. But one of their own engineers was the spy. And he asked Alex, how did he know what to do? He said he has a game, or Alex said he has a game that called Moon Landing 2000. And he learned everything from that. But the engineers didn't know about the game because they are from the past. How did Alex know what to do when he helped Neil Armstrong? Yes, because he had a simulation game at home. Now, why didn't the engineer understand what Alex meant? Yes, because there weren't any computer games like this in 1969. Now, I want you to answer the following chart with the story elements, and you will find it as a picture in the WhatsApp group. You can print out the paper, or you can draw the table in your notebook and fill it with the correct answers, please. You must write the title of the story, the characters, who was the main character, the setting, where and when did the story happen, the problem that faced the children, and how did the character try to solve the problem. Thanks for your efforts, my students, and thanks for your parents who are doing a really good job with you. Study well, and I hope to see you soon, inshallah.